everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is what to do about a stalker. What to do about a stalker. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now we have a letter, so let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. She says, I've been stalked by a married man. I met him at a job interview. He is a main partner in the place I applied to. He is 5 years younger than me. I thought he was attractive, but he is also very mean and tried to get close to me physically the first day. He even spoke to me very close to my ear. I freaked out and I ignored him. And after that, he fired me. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you got the job. You got the job in the company. You didn't tell me how long you're in the company before you got fired. You didn't tell me how old you are. Now that has a lot to do with, are you in your 20s or are you in your 50s? Okay, and he's 5 years younger. All right, let's go on. And my therapist at the time told me he is a narcissist. Okay, you didn't give me enough information to co-sign on that. But if your therapist thinks he's a narcissist, here we go. I confronted him when he fired me, and this led to him physically stalk me, even sending several men to my apartment to watch me, and having another man move in as a fake neighbor. I had to move apartments. Okay, wait a minute. Who you dealing with here? This the mafia or something? You know, what man these days is going to go through all these changes to stalk you? Who are you? Okay? It's something that you're probably not telling me here that's not quite making sense. All right, here we go. I was very scared that he was stalking me and exposed him in a Facebook group of a small town he lives in with some proof I had at the time. He was very angry that I made him look bad. So why did you do that? Why were you retaliating because he fired you? You know, what's going on between you and this man? It's more going on than him just stalking you. Okay? All right. Let's see what else she say. And I was so scared that I left the town for good and now live in another place. But he always calls me and don't talk or sent emails pretending to be a recruiter for a job. The job interview was in 2019, so it's been a long time. He still calls me. I don't answer, but I know it's him. You know, if this man is harassing you in some way, it's a lot more that happened between you and this man, other than, you know, what you said in the beginning. He whispered in your ear in the interview. It made you feel uncomfortable. And all of a sudden, he fires you. You didn't even tell me that he hired you. Well, how long you been on the job? What happened on the job? But you're telling me things that happened in the aftermath of you getting fired. You say, I think he is trying to get revenge on me. Well, you did try to get revenge on him by exposing him in his hometown about something. Okay? Because he is a mean man, even when I don't know him. You don't know the man, but you're going through all these changes with the man. So something's going on here. I asked about him. People said he is very arrogant and mean and treats women like shit. People also said he is sexually perverted, a swinger, makes pornography, does drugs, probably down low too, and abuses his wife. But he owns several restaurants and produces porn that humiliate women. So he has money. But I think that makes him more dangerous. Well, wait a minute. Why is this man? I'm missing something here. Um, your interview was way back in 2019. Now, when did he fire you? You didn't give me a date on that either. Did you just get fired? So that means that you've been working for him for a few years. You see, you left all of that blank. What's going on between you and this man in these few years? Now, you took revenge on him by trying to expose him in his hometown. And then you left the hometown. All right. Now you claim that he's still calling you, but you don't answer. But you know it's him. A lot of this may just be your own paranoia. You may feel like he's coming after you, and this man may be just going on with his life. He ain't thinking about you. Okay. Why do you think he is still calling me? What should I do? You say you don't answer the phone, so how do you know it's him? Does his name come up on the caller ID? Or you think you recognize the number? Or what is it? Why do you think that is him? And think about it. Why does this man care about you like this? I've known quite a few men in my life, and I have had some stalkers. But the thing about it is, with a stalker, if you don't give them any fuel, after a while, they just forget about you and go on to somebody else. But if you give them fuel, which means that if you're trying to get them back or find out about them or things like that, keep that fuel going, yeah, well, you can keep that energy in your life. All right. I don't want to change my number because it's old and it's linked to too many bank accounts. I have another phone, which he doesn't know, where I get my calls, but the one he calls on is still active. I just never answer it. Well, then don't forget it then. If you never answer it, why are you worried about him? He hasn't shown up at your house, has he? But then, no harm, no foul. Just because he's calling a number, which I don't know if it's even him calling a number. I don't know many men who will stalk you for a long time, but you didn't tell me any time in here. Is this something that's just happening right now to you and you don't know how to handle it? All right, here we go. I admit at one point I thought this man was very sexually attractive because, yes, he was good looking at the time. I did think we could have some good sex, but since he is a narc, I didn't do it. You see? So you say you did not have sex with the man, but you must have gotten kind of close to him during the time that you worked for him. All right. Maybe you refused him sex, and that's why he fired you. That could happen. And you keep emphasizing here that although he was so attractive, but he was so mean, and he likes to humiliate women. He is horrible, and women exit his office crying because he is just cruel. So you did work there for a while to see the whole operation. All right? I think I was one of the few women that ever confronted him. Oh, yeah, I get all the stalking sometimes. I thought his meanness was funny. But that's only because I never had any physical contact with him. Everything was online. So I was physically safe to laugh at him. Okay, wait a minute. Like I said, this is pretty confusing here. You say that you were hired by the man, but you say in the interview, he whispered something in your ear. Okay. Here you say that you never had any physical contact with him. Everything was online. So you were physically safe. You know, look, I'm going to stop your letter right there because something in your letter is not jiving up with the other. Okay? And I'm beginning to think that a lot of this is in your own mind. A lot of it. Okay? How can a man hire you on a job and fire you and does these little intimate things to you, and then you say in the letter that you never had any physical contact with him? Everything was online. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. But let's go with the stalker part because, ladies, stalking is a real issue. Stalking. Now, I have had some stalkers. But the thing about it is the way that you handle these people that really makes the difference. If you approach these situations with fear, and I talk a lot about living your life in fear. Don't live your life in fear. Okay? There's no need for it because fear is like a fire to a flame. All right? If you have a stalker and you show fear, well, the stalker will, keep at it because they think that they are getting through to you. And maybe you will succumb to them through the fear. Okay? But just like in the letter, I do believe that a lot of the fear and the stalking is in your own head. It's in your own head. Stalkers don't stalk people that long. From 2019 and we're in 2024 now. Why? Why would he be stalking you? What is it that you have that will make a man stalk you for this long? Doesn't make sense, ladies. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. Now, for those of you who have a stalker, the best way to handle a stalker is to ignore the stalker. Ignore the stalker. Don't do like this lady did, want to get revenge on a stalker. And I believe she got revenge on him because he fired her. He fired her. And he may not have fired her because she didn't have sex with him. It may have been other issues why he fired her. Okay? And so now she believes that he's trying to stalk her. I don't see it. I don't see it, ladies. Those of you who are following this story, you are welcome to give your opinion, but when she said she never met the man and all their business was online, that stopped me in my tracks. No, it doesn't make sense. Ladies, a stalking can be real, but just remember, don't approach the situation with fear and don't confront the stalker. Don't confront him, period. Ignore it. If you get calls, don't answer. If you get texts, don't answer. Whatever you get, don't answer. Even if you look outside and see him, don't pay any attention. After a while, they get tired and leave you alone. There's no reason for a stalker to harm you unless you've done something to them. Unless they feel like you owe them for something. And then it can become unsavory. If they feel like you've done something to them, and they want revenge. It could be that. Now that can become dangerous. But just a regular stalker, a regular stalker that's only stalking you because he's infatuated with you. Now, after a while, they get tired. They find somebody else. They just move on if you ignore it. There's no reason for you to go out there and try to embarrass them or hurt them in some way, because that's fire that's going to keep it going. You want it to stop. So then you stop. You stop thinking about it. You stop fearing about it. You stop talking about it. And it will leave you. Remember, it's energy. It's energy. And you can move on from it. I hope you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. Guard yourself. Love yourself. And don't live your life in fear at all. If you are on your spiritual path, you have spiritual protection. There's no reason to fear anything or anybody. But if you don't have spiritual protection, then you need to start on your spiritual journey. And in the description, all the way at the bottom, I do have a video about how I started my spiritual journey. I invite you to watch that video. Start your journey. Change your life so that you can enjoy your life in peace and in happiness. I thank you all for joining me today. I thank you all for supporting this channel. Thank you so much for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.